Hey, Aldwyn here at Supernova in Brisbane, and we have Team Almythea here. We are about to go behind the scenes. We've got Cliff Simon and AJ Kiss, the author, going behind the scenes. I'm going to show you the panel shortly and find out about the making of Almythea. Here we are with the outside banner outside the door here. Here it is, Supernova. As you can see, 1:30 p.m. behind the scenes, Almythea, presented by Cliff Simon and AJ Kiss, all the way from LA and the Hunter Valley. And people are just dressed up amazingly. I must say it's quite a phenomenal thing. So here we are, we're about to go in. We've just come out of an area where people are just dressed up like unbelievable, like these guys here. There we go, this kind of thing is quite common at Supernova. Quite common, all right. So we're going to head in shortly. Okay, maybe we could chat to some of you guys. Do you want to say something?
Yes,
maybe our project manager. I'll just go over to Lynn Santa, the amazing Lynn Santa. Hello, Barry. Good to see you all the way from Seattle. This is Lynn Santa. Lynn, how are you feeling today?
Hi, Barry from Seattle. Very excited about our first panel, and it's just been an incredible morning. We've been swamped with people at the booth. And most people, it's a very interesting character.
Yes, unbelievable.
Ladies, gentlemen, and other creatures.
Yes, absolutely.
It's just all a bit overwhelming because we haven't done one of these conventions before. But it's good that we're here with a vet who's been showing us the ropes, and it's just been an amazing time. Yes,
fantastic. And we've got Mr. AJ Kiss right here. Here he is. He's running away from me. He's running away. Here he is. Hey, Mr. AJ Kiss. Let's bring you over this way, just so the light's a bit better there. There we go. Your panel coming up. How are you feeling?
I've never done a panel before.
Yes.
So I'm quite excited. I hope Cliff's going to take the lead and show me how it's done. He's the master, I'm the apprentice. It's been a great day so far. We've got some great people, Scott and the team looking after us here at Supernova. So yeah, fingers crossed it all goes well and we get some good questions. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask Cliff. Don't ask me any because my first one, I'll just sit there and listen to the master.
And you've been signing.
You are welcome to ask me questions. I'm only joking.
You've been signing so many books, AJ. It's been amazing. Hopefully your wrist is okay. You're not too sore there.
We've had some great support. I really do appreciate everyone that's come along and said hi. And we signed. I lost count of the books, but Cliff's been really popular as well. He's such a legend in the sci-fi industry, and 100 million fans worldwide. I think I only joined Facebook a month ago and struggling for numbers. So that's 100 million is a huge amount of viewership. So
yeah,
look forward
brilliant.
to having you with us on stage.
Yes.
Thank you for coming along.
Yeah, we'll be heading in soon and we're going to carry on this Facebook Live. 20 years in the making, amazing. No doubt we're going to hear a lot more about what it's taken over that 20 years to get this out. So what words of advice would you give people who might be thinking about writing a book?
It's just patience and perseverance, and I always write from my own experience. So that would be the main thing. If you want to do it, you can do it. It's just a matter of sticking with it. Keep at it. Keep trying. And don't be afraid to talk to other people and get their feedback. And for me, I've got a really good support team around me as well. It's not just me, and I always say it's we, not I. And it's because I also have a great manager. I have Aldwyn behind the camera. I have my best friends, Joyce. To me, it's like just keep going and persevere. If you're having your down days or days that it's not flowing, talk to friends, get feedback from other writers if you know other writers, or reach out to someone who might be able to guide you if you're in that situation. And don't take it personally if people criticise your work or say it's no good, because it's part of the process. You've just got to keep refining the craft and keep at it, and one day you'll be here too.
Yay, fantastic. Mr. AJ Kiss, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck with your panel. I'm sure you're going to do great. And we have Mr. Cliff Simon here. This great mask here keeps falling down. Anyway, it's all good. Mr. Cliff Simon, we're about to go into the panel. Hello, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. I just had a great sleep, so I feel awesome.
Fantastic. That's great.
About to do our panel and
And you were just saying you've done about 12 Supernovas, I think you were saying, or Comic-Cons. And the outfits here, the costumes, the characters.
They're amazing. This is probably one of the best I've seen, like I was saying. I gotta say, it all depends what's current and what's what movies are out and what TV series are popular. So that's how you see the costumes every so
Yes.
this is really cool. This is really cool.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. Now we're going to talk about behind the scenes, Almythea. Can't wait to see what you have to say. And I'm going to follow you in there now because we have crew calling. All right, good luck. Here's to a great panel. Here we are. Can we enter? Can we enter yet? Yes, we can. All right. Okay. We can go in after you. After the team Almythea. Come on in. Hey, Josie.
No worries.
Thank you.
Thanks. We're good for the next session.
Now, folks, you can stay if you wish. I believe we have another panel coming up in here for Almythea, I believe it's pronounced. Have I got that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, got it right. A thumbs up from the back of the room. So yeah, please feel free to stay.
And Stargate.
Stargate.
And Stargate, of course. Yes, they're the one who just signed.
Did he say Stargate?
Yes, Stargate. Yeah. Cliff
If you are
Simon.
leaving, please do follow the instructions of our lovely volunteers in their music purple shirts. That would be great. Thank you. So I shall leave you to empty the room and fill the room. This is a very bright and shiny outfit that's approaching me.
Oh, that's me. That's me. I'm with Team Almythea.
Team Almythea.
Team Almythea. Hello there. What's your name?
My name's Scott.
Hello,
I'm the MC
Scott.
for the panel that's coming.
Oh, fantastic, Scott. You're doing a great job there. I love these seats. These are very funky seats.
These MQ racing seats, yes.
Yeah, that's
They're
awesome.
available on the convention floor if you wish to purchase them.
Oh, and how much are they going for?
I don't know, I'm afraid. They have a range that suit all body types, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great. So you can feel like you're racing anywhere you are.
In some sort of ZQ fashion.
Yeah. Fantastic. And what's the panel you've just had now?
That was Mark Strickson from Doctor Who. He's also a wildlife TV producer.
Ah, fantastic. Brilliant. Great, Scott, doing a good job there with the rooms filling up.
Now,
I'm doing a Facebook Live here.
Chair stuff on stage.
Yes, we're getting the chairs organised. There we go. Another racing chair coming up.
Well, I'm going to get off the stage.
Another racing chair racing onto the stage. There we have it. Fantastic. Supernova, Brisbane. You should see the people here. It is unbelievable. The efforts people have gone to dress up. It really is like a whole other world here. I must say, it feels like we've stepped into another galaxy, another planet or something. It's amazing. And so cool to be with Team Almythea. The stand we have here has been consistently packed with people wanting to buy books and signatures, people lining up for books. They've been absolutely lining up. Here's our team here. Might come back to you, Cliff, because back to Cliff all the way from LA and via South Africa. 20 years in LA.
We are the audience today.
We are the audience. Here we are. They're gonna be coming in. It's all good. There's Lynn. You can see we've got quite a big room here. Yeah, people will be coming around. Joyce, Josie. Had an amazing team, Michael. We've got Steve there. We've got so many people on our Almythea stand. It's brilliant. So Cliff, we had to cut that short a little bit back there. So you have come to Brisbane before. This isn't your first roadshow here in Brisbane. However, we have done things you've never done before, like seen a koala personally, right?
Yeah. Kangaroos, koalas.
Yes.
That's been the highlights of the trip.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And of course, meeting Aaron.
Yeah, and meeting Aaron was amazing. Here he is over here. Aaron, that was definitely one of the highlights. Yes, definitely. He looks a little bit like a koala. He's got a cute koala bear look to him, hasn't he? Fantastic. We were in the Hunter Valley. How have you found our 2 launch events so far?
They've been great. They've been really kind of nice because they're private events. So everyone who's come there has really had a chance to talk to myself and Aaron and really have conversations with us, as opposed to sometimes doing bigger events where not everyone can get to talk to you. So they were really nice. Yeah, and I think really good for the book. Great way to spread the word about Almythea, the book, and my part in it as well. So yeah, no, I think they've been amazing and beautiful places. They've been great places.
And Supernova, of course, is going until tomorrow. So you are going to be signing books. You're going to be signing. You've got some beautiful photos there. You're also signing for people, which is fantastic. What's the response been like from people coming to the stand so far?
Yeah, it's been great. But a lot of them a lot of them are surprised to have seen me there because they didn't know I was actually coming for whatever reason. They didn't look at programs or whatever.
Right.
But they're quite a... Normally when you come to a show like this, you look at the artist alley and that's who the actors are. They don't expect to see somebody just sitting in the like the dealers areas, you know. So it's pretty cool, but I mean, it's a great place to promote Almythea. And you know, these are the kids that talk and will promote it. They'll read the book, they'll see it's such an amazing story, and yeah, get the word out.
Yeah, brilliant. And of course, you're going to be acting in the film. It's going to be. We've got the first book out of the sixth series of books coming out, and very excited. You'll be acting in there alongside Priscilla Presley.
Yeah.
We've got Bruce Logan from Star Wars. We've got James Gagne from Rio Vista Universal producing. We've got some phenomenal people in the team. And of course, you were saying earlier that this is one of the things that attracted you, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, the team is the team is always the most important thing. And then, of course, behind this, we've got a great story. So, you know, that's what really hooked me.
Yeah,
Sure.
brilliant.
Sure.
Fantastic, Cliff. Well, I better let you go and
All
do
right,
your
cool.
panel. Thank you
Yep.
so much.
All right.
And we will be recording your panel
See you
as
guys
well.
later
We'll see you soon.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you.
Joker and I broke up. I wanted a fresh start. It turns out I wasn't the only demon goblin looking for emancipation.
Miss Queen, she loves me.
None of us are walking out of here unless we work together.
Who are you? You gotta be kidding me. Who's having a good time?
I'm the one they should be scared of. Not you. Not Mr. J. Because I'm Harley freaking Quinn. Get ready, ladies.
It's hideous.
It's horrible.
It's home.
Is that really as tightest you can make it?
Hello.
Wednesday, what do you have there?
I'm not sure.
Strange. There's usually a murderous clown attached to the other end of these. Come now, Gomez. Don't forget to kick your father goodnight.
Yes, Mother.
What's this? Blow F6! Fire in the hole! You sunk my battleship! Well done, Pugsley!
I wish something would liven up this already tedious day. Thanks for trying, Ichabod.
Oh my god, you're kissing me!
Supernova 2019 in Brisbane.
One question just to finish us up from Twitter. What is it like as an actor?
I was apparently shy.
No, but he said I've been on the show for a few years and I got to see him again and I missed it. And I didn't realize that until I saw him.
And you're watching
You're watching
Supernova TV.
Supernova TV.
Good afternoon, Supernova.
Hello. Woo.
Awesome. So we're past the point of the day where I can ask you about whether you've had your first coffee. So have you had your second coffee yet?
Yep.
Are we all keeping hydrated?
Absolutely.
Excellent, good, that's important. We don't want you to get sick. So now, my name's Scott, I'll be the MC for the panel this afternoon. Hopefully if I've done my job right, you won't remember me, except obviously for the video that's being taken. So I'm here to facilitate this. We do have a couple of housekeeping things that we just generally mention at the start of each panel. So if you are going to take a photo, please no flashes, that would be good. Unless you are authorised, please don't audio or video record the panel. Yeah, turn the flashes off on your cameras would be good. If there is an emergency, please follow the instructions of our wonderful people in the purple shirts. But before we get started, we're going to play a little bit of video on the screen here for you, I believe. Is that correct? Excellent. I'm getting a thumbs up from the back. So I'm going to move off the stage so you can watch the little bit of video.
Imagination of A.J. Coots comes a groundbreaking franchise like none that has come before. A multi-talented team from around the world, including the man who wrote the Death Star in Star Wars. Two-time Emmy-winning director Bruce Willis have come together with a vision many lifetimes in the making. Characters from the enchantingly whimsical to terrors that can freeze your soul. Almythea is grand, intrigue, and unexpected plot twists. As a spirited young warrior secretly trains with a rebellious member of the mysterious freedom fighters, they E3 or quest to find a legendary weapon that can free their people. Little Hawk and his mentor Greypaw must not only battle the evil Latcher army, the sinister Raven Weaver, and the most malevolent of them all, the Lost One, but they must confront destinies that seemingly doom their relationships with their soulmates, as the truth behind the 1,000-year conflict is slowly revealed in this epic trilogy. Almythea. Defy the darkness.
I got chills. Everyone else keen to see that?
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Well, nodding, which is good. So let's welcome to the stage AJ Coots and Cliff Simon.
Thanks, man. Oh, I love these chairs.
Now, would you like to take some questions? What would you like to do?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys have questions at the moment, if you don't, I think maybe it's probably better. It's probably better now because we're kind of talking about something that's not a lot of people know about yet. But I think Aaron should explain what Almythea is. Aaron's the author, and he'll explain Almythea and the story. And yeah, any questions you have, I think after that we'll probably do the best thing.
So what's the elevator pitch?
The elevator pitch. First of all, I'd just like to welcome everyone and thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it. Almythea began about 20 years ago. It's largely based on personal experience, but set in a science fiction world. I had a very dear friend of mine, Greg Wilson, who passed away at the beginning of this year. He had bipolar disorder, so we went through a lot of highs and lows together. And the main character, Little Hawk, is basically based on my friend, who I kind of looked up to and considered to be my hero. And I sort of am his mischievous little sidekick that gets into trouble with him. And there's several other characters that sort of come into play. But if I was to summarise it, I would just say that in a world full of evil, it takes a young outcast to free his people from slavery. That's basically in a nutshell. He's kind of mentored by Cliff Simon's character, Greyfall. Well, Cliff's been earmarked to play the role anyway in in the movie, and sort of Cliff looks to Little Hawk, guides him and helps him train to recover the one weapon that can sort of bring down the evil Lost One, who is the bad guy in the movie. That's it in a nutshell.
Cool. So my role in all of this, right in the beginning, I was approached by an amazing lady called Lynn Santa, who's here today. And Lynn has got an amazing team together out back in LA. Myself, Bruce Logan, well, I'm not going to say myself first. Bruce Logan, Priscilla Presley is on board. Bruce Logan, as you saw in the trailer, is very famous for blowing up the Death Star in Star Wars. He's a very accomplished guy, and he's going to be directing. We have an amazing composer, Booker, who's just does a million movies at once. He's one of those guys that you'll always hear his scores in movies, but you'll never maybe know who he is. Just like any guy out there who writes these amazing scores for movies. And I heard about this team, and I was immediately interested in what was going on with this. And with my sci-fi background with Stargate and all of that, luckily, I was approached to do this project and play this character called Greypaw, who is an amazing character. He's a shaman, and he's a warrior, and he teaches the protagonist how to fight. So he's a good guy. He ends up, I'm a bad guy, but he's a good guy. So that's what got me, into the story. When I actually read I haven't read the book because the book has just come out. So guys, please come down to the stall we are down there and get a copy of the book. I've read the screenplay, which is amazing. And of course, that's the end goal. We want to see this up on the big screen. And the characters are unbelievable, the story's fantastic, and visually it's just going to be really a huge sci-fi fantasy show. Of course, we're right on the ground floor now, but everything's got to start somewhere. And so you guys are in on the ground as well. You heard it first at Supernova Brisbane.
Yeah.
Great place to start. So, if anyone has questions, and hey, if you have a question about Stargate, throw it in. I'm here.
Well, we'll start with the first question here.
Great.
Yeah, just had a quick question. You mentioned that the book has just come out and is on sale. I tend to try and watch the film releases first because a lot of the time the book has a lot more detail and the films seem pale by comparison. Now, you said you've seen the script for this coming up. Oh, by the way, I loved your Stargate one. That was great. But would you say they've stuck to the script pretty well on it?
I haven't read the book, but I know the story and I know all the characters. And yes, the screenplay is dead on with all of that. I thought that's what I said. No, it's all dead on with that. And me as an actor, when I read a screenplay, I'm visualizing exactly what's going on and what's going on with my character. And from what I know of the story and what I know of the characters, and now what I know of Aaron and the whole team behind it, yeah, it's spot on. And I know the movies. I think this is going to be one of those situations where the movie's going to be better than the book. Because you're right, most of the time books are far better because you're using your own imagination and you make it bigger, like a lot bigger than what it really is. But this is going to be a big, big movie. Visually, it's going to be spectacular.
Yeah, that's a very good question, and just to speak on that as well, it's a book. I wrote the book and I had some input and help from friends. It's when you get people from Hollywood involved, the caliber such as Bruce Logan and this man here, and there's a few others, Steve Finlay. I think it's going to be a great movie too. I think because what happens is I have ideas and then people come along and they improve on those ideas and they make it better and better. And even just knowing Cliff the last week or so, 10 days, he's already come up with a few hand signs and a few gestures for the movie as well that we'll write into the next books as well. So yeah, it's become a real collaboration, and that's something I find is sensational. The more people that get involved, it just keeps getting better and better and better. So yeah, I mean, I'd love to tell you the book's better than the movie, but that would be rude, being the author. So yeah, I think the movie would be fantastic though.
Yeah.
Question over here.
Why are you guys late? Why are you late? That's easy. Sit down.
Hey Scott, how you going down the back there, mate?
Thank you both for being here also, first of all. My question is more about to you, Cliff. So from your time in Stargate, what are some of the lessons or experiences that you've learned from that you'd like to bring towards this new franchise?
Less as an actor kind of thing, or just whatever? Sure. I don't know, there's so much, with, like Stargate, we had so much fun playing that, and I think, for me, as an actor, that's my whole thing. If I stop having fun what I'm doing, it's time to give up. Because acting is fun, and these stories are amazing. And if you start taking yourself too seriously as an actor, you seriously need to stop acting, because you've got to have fun. It's like being a kid. So, I'm going to bring that. The characters I've always played have generally been villains and bad guys because of the way I look and the way I sound, kind of thing. And I'm getting an opportunity here, hopefully in the future, to play a character that might have been a bad guy when he was young or younger, but has ended up being a good guy because now he decided to take on a young protege kind of guy. So, I always bring myself into the character. All characters I play are 90% me. I believe in staying true to yourself, and I don't believe any character, if you purely act a character, if you get a character and you get in your mind, okay, that's the way I'm going to play him, then he's like a two-dimensional character. You want it to be three-dimensional, and that's exactly what I did with Baal. I didn't want it to just be a bad guy, because bad guys can be boring. If you're like bad the whole time, it's boring. And it's kind of like a dog with a big bark, if he's like, wow, it's like, it's boring. But if there's a quiet dog and he's just watching you, he's dangerous, So I always bring that into my characters, like if, I believe if you're going to kill someone, smile before you kill them. That's what makes you dangerous. So that's what I'm going to bring to Grey Ball. I'm going to smile before I kill people. Not that I kill people. Have fun and just enjoy it. You got to enjoy it because we're so lucky as actors. We get to do things like this. I get to visit Australia for like 10 amazing days and meet amazing people. And you got to enjoy it. Otherwise, give it up. Yeah.
And just to add something to that, Cliff might play a bad guy, an evil lord, but in real life, I've got to tell you, he's one of the nicest guys I've met, and it's been a pleasure having him here for the 10 days and spending time with him and his family. Although there was one family member I met, I drove to Sydney to pick Cliff up when he arrived, and I spoke to a family member. We invited them to the book launch the next day in the Hunter Valley, and halfway through the launch, he came up to me and he said, "I'm really sorry, Aaron." And I said, "What for?" And he said, "This whole time I thought you were Cliff's driver." So we had a bit of a laugh about that, and I'm known as the driver now in Cliff's family, so it's been a pleasure having you.
We've got a question over here. Aaron, a two-part question. Firstly, a little bit about the craft of writing and where you come from in that, and how did you find writing? This is your first novel, I don't know, but and the second part is, are you doing the screenplay? And if you are, how did you find that transition?
Okay, to the first question, I have written one book before this one. It was called My Brush with Depression, the Greg Wilson story. So that was about my friend that I mentioned who had bipolar disorder. He had some real ups and real downs and sort of periods of remission in between. He was my flatmate, my best friend, and then we were business partners for 20 years. So we wrote that book to try and inspire other people that might be going through a hardship with mental illness. To the second question, I am not writing the screenplay. No, that's in more capable hands. We have a gentleman named Steve Finlay he's winning all sorts of awards over in Hollywood. He's very, very talented writer, much better than I am, to be honest. And he has taken the lead there, so he's writing that. He's based it on the book, but I'm sure he's going to make it a lot better. So and I'm quite happy to leave it to the experts there too.
You're too humble. Tell me, how did you find writing as a skill, as a craft? How do you find that? 200 words a day, what's your plan?
I'm a bit of a pantser. I know there are people that are very structured and they love to have a plan. I don't tend to work like that. I like to sort of sleep when I sleep, get up, have a shower, do a few push-ups, get to the computer. If I'm stuck, I love to walk outside in nature. That's keep me walking, and that sort of helps my writer's block. But I also bounce a lot of ideas off friends and family. I have a wonderful manager, Lynn Santa, who I often go to, and we discuss the plot and the storyline. And then friends at home too. I've got a friend, Josie, who's she's got an incredible imagination as well. So I'm often like sitting on the end of the couch with her, having a discussion. But for me, it's just patience and perseverance. I think anyone can do it if they have the willpower and they want to. I'm quite surprised that I got it done. So, yeah, to any aspiring writers, if you just have the patience and keep at it, it's possible. Yeah.
So it looks like you've got some sci-fi elements there mixed with some fantasy elements and that sort of thing. So is it going to be the sort of standard hero's journey over the 3 books and the movies, with obviously with a mentor character like Greypaw and that sort of thing?
Yeah, it's very similar. It is the hero's journey, definitely. It's based on, like for those that don't know what the hero's journey is, it's basically a template, and it's written by a gentleman, Joseph Campbell, who sort of, says their stories. You start out with a problem, you work through the problem, you leave home, you come back, and the heroes learn something. And it's definitely about that, but it definitely has some of my weird imagination and creativity thrown in the mix. So there's a shock forget-net that's around the planet. So people actually, I can't give away too much, I suppose, at this point. But yeah,
spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. I better not spoil it. But yeah, it's definitely it has that template, but it's in next story. And like I was saying, for me writing, I drew on a lot of personal experiences, and I had, unfortunately, my best friend Greg passed away this year. He had a brain aneurysm and passed away. So. He was my hero, someone I looked up to, and definitely he was the main character. And I sort of put our experiences and wrote them into a novel set in a faraway world, mystical place called Almythea. So that's how it came about.
Okay. Has anyone got a question while I'm standing? No.
On that note, on Beyond Blue, which is a charity organizer, we have. So I have a one-off. It's a badge. It has Baal's emblem on and my name. And what we're doing with this, we're doing I wouldn't say it's a silent auction because people are writing down what they're bidding on it, but it's at the table down at the Almythea store. And all proceeds from this are going to Beyond Blue, which is a great charity. So, come down there, write down an amount. If you want it right now, shout out an amount. Otherwise, come down there. We're going to be running it through till Sunday. Like I said, it's one-off. It's just it's a memento, a Baal thing, and I have autographed it as well. So come by the store and write down an amount. It's really cool. One-off.
Okay. So you're saying that the story you've drawn a lot on your personal experiences. Is it inspired, or is any of the world, like, do you draw on any other sort of pop culture or anything that has a very strong feeling for you in this as well?
For me, I grew up watching Star Wars. That was the big thing that sort of lit up my world when I was a teenager. I watched that for the first time, and the next moment we were sort of diving around the lounge rooms, dressed up as stormtroopers and having the time of our lives. And I just love that feeling. It sort of, you can be, we can have a hard day and then we walk into the, put a movie on or read a book, and suddenly you can be transported off-world on the adventure of a lifetime. And that's what I loved about it. I love books like Dune by Frank Herbert. There's another movie being released next December, I believe, in 2020, and that's featuring an all-star ensemble, including Jason Momoa. So I'm looking forward to that. I mean, what's not to love about riding giant sand dunes, giant sandworms through the dunes? I'm excited for that. So yeah, I think what happened with me was it opened my mind, and I love the adventures that I went on. And now I kind of want to take people on adventures with me.
Did you have a favourite book series growing up?
I like Dune, as I said, by Frank Herbert. Tolkien, I loved Lord of the Rings. And then I love the classics, Dickens. There's so many, but they're some of the ones that I really, really enjoyed. I enjoyed Mark Twain very much too. I thought he had a great sense of humour. His writing was very neat. Huckleberry Finn. Actually, my chicken coop's named Cluckleberry after him, so in his honour. And I've got Princess Leia, who's the chicken. Yeah, so I mean, that's where it starts. Starts with I'm a bit strange. I'm 10% mad. I tell people that. And I think that helps being a science fiction writer as well.
Have you put shout-outs to your favourite stuff in your story?
Shout-outs to who? Sorry.
Like favourite stuff. Like, okay, there's a favourite author of mine called Jim Butcher, and he wrote a fantasy series based on a bet with 2 other authors. But one of his favourite fantasy series is the Belgariad by David Eddings.
Yes.
He called one of his cities in his fantasy world Riva after a fantasy city in the Belgariad. So have you got any shout-outs to your favourite stuff in yours?
No, I hadn't thought of that actually. I've been original, but I think I might have to do that now. I might pick up some names, because a friend of mine loves that book, by the way. It's his favourite. He's here helping me this weekend. So yeah, I might, I don't know what to call a city, the Cliff Simmons city or something, after this man here. He's been amazing.
You got to do that, because that's very clever. I love it when people do that. And you see it in movies the whole time, you know?
Yeah.
I've got a show coming up next year. I can't say much about it, but it's airing in the United States in February. It's an adventure travel show investigating paranormal activity in various places. It's awesome. But in the one episode I can tell you where, in North Carolina, I'm walking with a cryptologist and we're discussing what's going on, and I'm like, I think we found the Stargate. And it's awesome, because like, everyone's going to watch that and, oh my god, you mentioned Stargate. And MGM's going to go, that's a copyright name. No, it's not.
Gate to the Stars?
Gate to the Stars? Yeah, there we go.
I've got another question here.
Is it Almythea a desert planet at all, or any deserts on it?
No, it's actually a coastal town. I worked on...
You'll have sand and beach with it.
There will be sand dunes there, yeah.
Exposed Stargate somewhere on
Well, we could work that into the next book.
They could be. Well, I'll find it. As Grey Paw, I'll find it. That reminds me of Stargate.
But it's interesting, you know, with the background, I worked on boats for a long time, so I found it really useful. Like, I was sort of struggling with some of the scenes, so I jumped aboard a boat called Meetup Cruises, and I worked there for 3 years, and it was great because I got so much inspiration from the scenery and the people, and you get a real sense of the feeling of being on the water, and that really helped with the writing as well. So if there are any aspiring writers, definitely, I think it helps, you know, if you really know your subject well, and you can get familiar with the areas that you're writing about. So for me, that was Nelson Bay down in I'm sort of from the Hunter Valley, so I worked out of Nelson Bay, and we went out. We used to have to go out to trips to Broaden Island, which was a small island about 45 minutes outside of the bay, but it was just a secluded island. And some of the names, the Poverty Beach is an example that I drew from that, where that's the actual name of the beach, but it also fitted perfectly with the story.
Question here.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if you want to get around the MGM issue, I believe in the original movie they initially translated it incorrectly as Heaven's Gate.
Ah, okay. I'll remember that. That's a good one. That's a good one. We actually had a situation a while ago. I was doing a convention in, I think it was the UK, and one of the collectors, through the promoters, emailed me and asked if I'd wear one of my jackets from Esbal from one of the episodes. And I first said no, because I was like, well, you know, I'm not allowed to do anything with Ball. That's a copyrighted character owned by MGM. And then I thought, no, like, I'm Ball. I can do it. So I said to him, no, bring the jacket, and I'm going to wear the jacket for the photograph with you as well. But not only that, I'm going to wear this jacket for the entire convention's photo op sessions. So every single fan at the photo op sessions got a photo with me in the jacket, and I don't heard from MGM. Because the minute I put the jacket on, I become Bob, right, in their eyes, because now it's the character and it's not Cliff Simon. So they're cool. They used to threaten us in the early days about selling Stargate photographs. But we don't sell photographs, we sell an autograph. That's the loophole. We don't sell photos. We give photos for free. People want an autograph, they can come get an autograph. That's mine. But anyway, yeah, they're cool. MGM's cool. But certain things like that, we just got to be careful of. Yeah.
Another question here. Mm-hmm.
So, writing a sci-fi world and adding fantasy aspects to it, which kind of go towards medieval style things. Do you ever, what have you kind of come into any problems or conflicts between the two, and how do you overcome putting those two type of different styles or worlds settings together?
You mean like science fiction and fantasy overlapping?
Yes.
Yeah. I have elements elements of both in the story, and I really don't mind it, to be honest. If it kind of flows and it rolls along and it's not too disjointed and feels too out of place, then I'm quite happy to do it. In the second book, it definitely becomes a little bit more fantastic, where we have these rainbow climber creatures with tails that paint rainbows, and it's kind of stepping away from science fiction a little bit, but it still works. It's just the way you describe the characters, and for me anyway, like I'm only talking about my personal experience because I'm sure it's different for everyone, but I sort of, I'm happy to blend the two elements. I think they go, for me they go hand in hand. Yeah.
Thanks. Another question just here.
Sorry, I was a little early, but how did, Cliff, how did this become on your radar? And for you as an author, how did you manage to ensnare Cliff in your, ultimate fantasy world? Were you a fan? Are you a fan of Stargate and all of that sort of thing?
Yeah, I'm definitely a fan. I've seen Bale in action, and it's been an absolute, I could barely speak when I first met Cliff. I was that excited. So yeah, for me it's the world, and definitely Stargate, it's just a fantastic series. But I have a special weapon, and that special weapon is Lynn Sanders. She's my manager sitting here. She's actually a bridge to Hollywood. She's been going back and forth to Hollywood for decades. She's gal pals with Priscilla Presley, Tippi Hedren, who was in Birds, and many, many others. So when she got the story, she actually thought it had potential, and she then approached Cliff and other characters. We've got Bruce Logan, who worked, as you might have seen in the intro there, he blew up the Death Star in Star Wars. He's very keen. We have Steve Finlay, who's a fantastic script writer who's working with us. And also just some great people. We've got Priscilla Presley, also James Garnier, he's got his own production company over there as well. So for me, what did I do? I did nothing really. All that falls upon my manager. I wouldn't know Cliff if it wasn't for her. So she gets all the kudos for that.
He just wrote a great story. Lynn Sanson got hold of me back in LA where I live, and approached me about the story. And it started for me. I always look at the team who's involved in projects. I get asked to do a lot of. It might sound strange. I do get things submitted to me like, "Oh, Cliff, we have a new series coming out. I'm busy with some people in Germany at the moment who have a new series who want me in the series." And I always try and look at the team, who's involved. Number one, who's directing, who's writing, all these kind of things, because that's what it all has to come together to make a great show. It can't just have fantastic writing and terrible actors. It can't just have fantastic writing, great actors, and a really bad director. It's not going to work. You have to have those, especially those three elements: actors, director, and story. You have to have all those three need to gel and work well. And I felt this project did. I saw everyone who was on board, and then I read the story, and I was hooked. And of course, told them I'd love to be part of it. And it's not often we as actors can get into something on the ground floor where you start feeling like the project is yours as well. 90% of the time we audition for a role and we either get the role or we don't get it. But when something's offered to you, especially so early on, you see the development of it and you feel, wow, this is really an amazing project. And people start asking you questions about like collaboration, what you're talking, like what do you think about the characters, and like what can we come up with about this. So you start feeling like, okay, I'm really part of this project, which is an amazing thing. I haven't had that many times in my life. I'm only now at this stage in my acting career starting to get offer roles where I don't have to audition for a lot of the stuff I'm getting. People know my work, they know what I look like, they know what I sound like, and they know what I can do, so they just offer, I get these roles offered to me that they think I can fit into that character. The team and the story, that's what hooked me, and Lynn Santo, being the I have a great word in South African, but I can't say it because I have a dirty mind. But Lynn lives between Australia and the United States. And if there's any South Africans, maybe there are a lot of South Africans here. So in South Africa we have something called a soap peel. And I'm not going to say what that is in English, but people who live between Africa and Europe or the UK, we call them soap peels because there's like a country and the ocean. And the ocean soap is salt. So you can imagine what peel means. So you live between two countries. So Lynn is between two countries, and yeah, she's great. So we deal with Lynn back in LA the whole time. James Garnier, great producer. So yeah, lots of things going on.
Another question just here.
I think Almythea sounds fantastic, and I'm really excited to see the journey and watch it grow. A question is about Stargate, actually. I was just wondering, for you, Cliff, what is it like to be a part of a franchise that is still watched by emerging generations? And I think it's pretty fascinating when you still see the whole Stargate crew still going into like this right now and meeting the new generations that are getting into that culture.
Yeah, that's actually, it's a great question, thanks. It's so amazing. We're still doing as many conventions as we used to. What's happened now is all the original fans of the show have introduced it to their kids and are watching the DVD box sets. We have this whole new fan base, and MGM is watching that, and they know they have this whole new fan base. Besides all the original fans, we have all these new kids coming up who know the show, and they want to see something new. There is talk about MGM doing something, and we don't know exactly what, but they know that there's over 100 million people out there who want a new show worldwide. Yeah, it was one of the most successful sci-fi franchises out there. I was told while I was still in the show that I was the longest running villain in any sci-fi series ever, simply because I lived for 5 seasons, which bad guys just don't live that long. Which was unbelievable, and Stargate broke all records for sci-fi television series. You know, the original Star Trek only ran for 4 seasons. You know, Stargate ran for 10 seasons. That's a huge amount of work. But that's the run of a show. So it was a very successful run of a show, and it's good that it finished at 10 seasons because it finished on a complete high. And that's where you wanted to finish. And that's why we still do conventions and why the kids are watching it now and everything's getting renewed. So it's still unbelievable to us. I know I speak with the other actors and we still get amazed. You know, we go to conventions and we're still signing autographs and taking photographs of people. And we're meeting so many new fans, which is unbelievable. Even, I mean, the older crowd as well. It's like, wow, I never watched Stargate on its original run, but I'm watching all the DVDs now, and my friend introduced me, and so yeah, it's still kind of unbelievable to us. And, you know, very humbling to be part of such a huge, successful franchise. I came, you know, I moved from South Africa and started again in the United States in 2000, and had to really start from scratch. I didn't even have an agent. And, you know, lucky enough to work, and then I got into Stargate, and that really kind of set my career for me there. So yeah, really cool, really amazing.
Yeah, so we're really excited to have Cliff sort of on board early with us because, you know, 100 million viewers around the world is pretty incredible. And for me personally, I think Cliff's got this X factor as an actor, and I really liked it, and so did Lynn, my manager. So we've earmarked him pretty early. We wanted to get him on board. So to have you on board, it's a great pleasure, a privilege.
Awesome, thank you. I want to ask, do we have the interviews to play?
I think so.
I think we do. I think we should. Do you think we should play them? Yep. No? Okay. I think it's just really interesting. You guys can hear Bruce Logan speak and a couple of other people, some interviews we did for the show.
Hi, my name is Bruce Logan. I've worked on a lot of different things in the movie business, and I've worked on such movies as 2001: A Space Odyssey, director of photography on Tron. My biggest claim to fame is that I blew up the Death Star in Star Wars.
I am Cliff Simon, probably best known for my role in the fantastic series called Stargate SG-1. I played the big bad villain Bar, 100 million viewers worldwide, every episode. And I recurred on the show for 7 seasons as the villain, and we still do appearances for that all over the world, so we keep up the publicity for it and all that, and still as popular as ever.
I'm aware that there are some other previously fought to replicate effectively.
Hello, my name is Booker White. I am a film composer, writer, arranger, orchestrator. I've been in the music business for about 30 years now, and worked on close to 400 movies. This year I've worked on already probably 6 films.
Hi, I'm Giselle Presley.
I just finished a project called The Searcher, a documentary.
So I'm always looking for projects that have great stories, great characters, and great relationships between those characters.
Almythea is something, my gosh, it's got everything in it. The characters are great. It's got a bit of a love story as well as good and evil.
When Almythea came along, it reminded me of the work that I did earlier in my career. So it was very exciting to be part of a new mythology, if you will, a new kind of story that I think has the potential to really be a massive franchise.
So what drew me into the project of Almythea was I saw Lynn Santa, I saw the team behind it. She sent me some artwork of the show, and they just wanted to talk to me as a person. And then I saw it was a sci-fi, fantasy, adventure kind of show, which appealed to me immediately because I knew Bruce Logan was on board. We actually had a lunch meeting with Bruce and got on immediately well with him. He's a complete professional in the industry, and with his background.
I love the big
epic stories.
Live action movies with lots of action.
You can have a lot of flashy special effects and wonderful imagery.
It's fresh, original.
Lots of adventure. Telling me the story just brought me into the project.
It's a great franchise.
Fantasy. Almythea is one of those films that take you somewhere else. 20% of the time, I get to get involved in a project really early, which is I really enjoy.
Filmmaking is definitely a collaborative art form, and I think that's one of the most important things to me.
People coming from all over to be a part of this A-list names, and if you can get that, that's a gift.
The main thing about your team is you always want to get with people that you're very sure that you're going to enjoy working with them.
That was really the most important thing to me. When I spoke to the producers, we got on so well immediately.
A lot of camaraderie, but also above all, there'll be a give and take of ideas.
And all these elements are needed to make a successful movie.
And make it come together in a really cohesive thing that you can all be proud of.
I think Almythea is probably closest to Star Wars than any of the other movies that I've worked on.
Projects like this pretty rarely come along where you can get in right on the ground floor. I feel part of the project, I feel it's my project as well.
We knew we had something special and we thought it was going to be a hit, but I didn't know it was going to be a world phenomenon, one of the biggest franchises in motion picture history.
It's quite amazing when you hear someone like Bruce Logan go, like, when they were making the original first Star Wars, it's like nobody knew what it was going to be like. And it was the biggest thing ever to hit the screens, ever in the history of our lifetime. Quite amazing, how things work.
Oh, we have a question. I'll get back to yours in a moment.
My question's in relation to the cast. Like when we just had Simon say, 90% of the character is him. When you start picking the rest of the cast for the film and people want to bring their ideas to it, and you've got the book and your vision, it's going to be fun balancing the two. Have you got a plan for that yet?
2 words, Lynn Santa.
And let me answer that quickly because it's a good question about actors like coming in. A lot of time actors want to write what their characters are saying, and they have to be shut down immediately. Because otherwise what ends up happening, and it's happened on TV series, and a lot of actors try to do that on Stargate, a lot of people ask me, do you have a lot to say in the character that's going? And the answer is no. There's a writer, and there's a reason why, or a group of writers. When actors start putting in their input, like what I think should be in the scene, it changes the whole arc of a story. And in series, there's a series arc, and there's a season arc as well. So if an actor starts putting in too much of his input, he changes the story, and he doesn't know what any of the other characters are saying about him, or what's going on in the rest. And each character interacts, even if they're not in a scene with another character, just by what they say. So if I'm talking about another character, whatever the writers know what I'm talking about, and they're writing a scene for the other character, if they change it to what I'm writing for, it's changing what the other character has to say. So there can only be one writer or a group of writers. When directors try to start writing, or producers try to start writing, or actors start to write, it changes everything. So there is a lot of control on that, and so there should be. But actors can, in a way, like I've always, like on Stargate, often I would say, you know, that's not what Baal would do. That's going to weaken my character. But I wouldn't tell them what to say. I'd let them come up with the dialogue, or not, or just take out a line. But yeah, so that's from an acting side. Like, I like to be told, Cliff, we have our writers. You're the actor. That's your place.
Yeah, and from my point of view, I'm a fledgling writer, so I'm very open to suggestions and ideas from people that have got a lot more experience than I have. For me to tell Bruce Logan has an idea, I'd be stupid not to follow, I'd be arrogant. He's just, Hollywood royalty. So I've been listening to him, he's been guiding me through this journey, which has been an amazing thing. I actually spoke with him on the telephone early on when I was writing, and he said one of the criticisms he had was that the place where the Almytheans lived was a bit too idyllic, it wasn't believable. And so I went back and reread it, and he was completely correct. It wasn't scary enough. So, I knew he'd blown up the Death Star, so I thought he wants to see a bit more death and destruction. So I destroyed a village, and when he reread that, he was pleased. He was happy that I had rewritten that. And it made the story better. That's the thing. For me, I see myself as still learning. I'm not an expert, and there's plenty of people that know a lot more than I do, so I'm really happy to be guided by people that have made a career out of writing movies.
We've got a question down the back here.
Hi guys, it's me. So these sorts of fantasy, fantastical worlds, they're often filled with very interesting new sorts of races or creatures or characters. I was just wondering if you had anything you wanted to talk about in sort of that space of new types of creatures that you might have invented for the series or things like that.
The fleet. Yes, we have fleets, which are kind of pixie-like little creatures. My personal favourites are, they appear in book 2, I'll give you a little bit of an insight into book 2. They're called rainbow climbers. They work in groups of 7. They have these amazing tails that can paint rainbows, but they also can airbrush things as well. They can pull out of the air. So if they have a weapon or something they need, they just airbrush it, pull it out of the air, and they can attack the ravens who are the enemies. So I really like those little characters as well. But I love like hobbits and all sorts of characters. So yeah, my imagination ran wild, and hopefully that comes across in the books.
And my character, I think, I stand corrected, can conjure up these wolves. His name is Great War. He conjures these huge wolves which he can ride on as well.
Yeah.
Right? Which is amazing. Huge, big, white, silver wolf and a black wolf, and I can ride on them. I mean, that's like an amazing character. As an actor, you could never turn something like that down.
The idea behind Great War was it's kind of like we each had the ability to do good or to do evil, and he's always trying to remind the young protege to put down good footprints to follow, not bad ones. So I really like the character, and I'm super excited that Cliff's on board. So far, so good.
Is that the reason why we have a black wolf and a white wolf?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So yeah, makes sense.
I have a question here in the second or third row.
Can you give a little bit about the fleets? I'm very interested about them. Can you tell me just a little snippet? I know it's in the second book, but can you just give a little... Oh, it's in the first book? Okay.
It's actually in the first book, and it comes along. We have basically there are 5 synergists. So again, the synergists are something that I found in my own life is a synergy is a word that means when you work together you can achieve more than you do individually. So there's 5 synergists, they're the leaders, and one of the leaders, Petilia, has a group of fleets. I actually got the inspiration for that when I was outside walking one day, and I was in the Hunter Valley and I saw the most incredible thing, monarch butterflies. I sort of walked and I disturbed them, they were all in the trees, and they must have been mating or something, but they all started to spiral around my head, and I was just in the middle of this huge sort of tornado of butterflies, and I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. I think I might write something like that into the story, because it blew my mind. And I worked very closely with Lynn, and we came up with a character called Scooch, who's a bit of a misfit, a bit clumsy, and Scooch is forever bumping into things and getting things wrong, but very lovable at the same time. So yeah, Scooch plays an important role in the first book.
Let's go.
Did we mention that it's a trilogy film series and it's 6 books, correct? Yeah,
6 books, 3 movies, that's what we're aiming for at the moment.
So 6 books will be, condensed into 3 a trilogy film series, which is phenomenal. Yeah.
Doesn't it normally go the other way? So one book becomes 2 movies?
We like breaking rules.
That's what we're saying. This is a whole new thing.
Yeah, I'm fully on board now.
Yeah.
My manager just said we like breaking rules and we follow our own recipe.
That's good. Anyone else with a question? We've got just a little bit of time left before we get that last little bit of video to play. Oh, we've got a question. I'm not going to go in front of the play. Hang on, so everyone can hear you. You're important.
15 seconds, yeah. Roughly when do you think it might hit the cinemas? I know it's a very tough question, but we're going to get excited. When does Christmas come for us?
Take the mic to Lynn Santa. Lynn Santa, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, everyone. I'm accustomed as I am to public speaking. Look, that's the $65 million question, isn't it? We can never predict these things. We'd all be multi-millionaires if we could. But look, we're hoping that you'll be looking at 3-4 years. By the time, we get the full budget together and then everybody's diaries have to be coordinated. And I'd like to come back to your earlier question about the actors and wanting them to make... You know what an actor does when they get a script? They don't look at the story, they say, where's my character? Is my next Oscar in this character? How many pages, how much screen time? Am I wrong?
And we read it from the last page to the first page. Because I always have to read, am I going to die?
And if we let the actors rewrite the script, you know what I mean? There'd be 90 pages of script on that character. Because that's where they're going to put the next day. But am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Thank you. So what we try to do from the production side of things is make sure that our writers are briefed on how we see the characters being played and who we have in mind to play them. I mean, we really, when we polished up Almythea, we wrote the character of Greypaw for Cliff, and we've written certain other characters for other actors. So we have a rough idea, if we get the actors that we want in the roles, of who's going to be able to pull off which role. So they're tailored that way. Does that help your earlier question a bit? Thank you very much.
Go on. That's great, thank you.
Question?
Yeah, just a quick addition to the previous one. Obviously, you've got Cliff here. Do you have any idea who else you might like for given roles? So what other people you'd like to bring into the story?
Who would you like to work with, Cliff?
I know one.
We do have Priscilla Presley, she's been up, and...
Who's the one?
I think it was mentioned over lunch.
Oh, yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer. We were talking over lunch and I was saying, no matter how... Okay, no, I can't say it. Any way I say this is going to come out bad. I've always loved Michelle Pfeiffer ever since I saw her in Scarface, because Scarface, Al Pacino is one of my favorite actors, Scarface is one of my favorite movies, and I've always loved Michelle Pfeiffer since those days, and I have always said, I'm going to put it nicely, I will date Michelle Pfeiffer no matter how old she gets. Because you know what, I'm also getting older, so it doesn't really matter. It's all relative. But I just think she's amazing. She's an amazing actress, and there's a great role in this movie for her. And I think that would be great if she agreed to do it. Yep.
Obviously, though, a lot of that will come down to the choice of Lynn and Bruce Logan. I think we'll be guided by them. I'm very happy to be guided by them because I have no idea really, but it's another beast, Hollywood, and for me, you need the people that have the experience and know the actors and the actresses. And yeah, I mean, I'm really delighted we've got Cliff because I think Cliff's got the X factor that we need for Greypaw. Beyond that, yeah, it'll be back to Lynn and Bruce and James Garnier to decide that.
And like in these kind of things, the same as in Stargate, I knew Mike Greenberg before I started working on the show, and Baal, the character, was created for me, knowing who I was and the kind of person I was and my sense of humor and all of that. And that's sometimes the best way that these things work, because Mike Greenberg knew that I could do the job and he knew the type of person I was. No matter if you are the world's greatest actor, if people can't work with you, they can't work with you, and you just work behind. And that's a very, very important thing. You don't need to be the world's best actor. You need to be someone who can work on set and get the job done and get on with 100 other people on set. If you're going to walk on set as a prima donna, no matter how good you are, you'll work for a while and the work's going to end very soon for you because it's collaboration. There are hundreds, sometimes thousands of people involved in making a movie or making a TV series, and they all have to get on with each other. If there's one spoke in the works, it's going to ruin everything, and you've got to get rid of that spoke and clean it up. Yep.
Now, I think we've got one more piece of video to play, because we're just about out of time. Yep. So should we put that last piece of video on, folks? Thank you. That's all the time we have for this afternoon. I believe they can come and find you on the floor.
Yeah, we're down at the Almythea booth. Please come and say hello. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, if you have any questions, any further questions, please come down, say hi. I'd be happy to have a chat. Cliff's often very busy down there, but I've got plenty of free time, so come and speak with me.
And I have some Stargate photographs. Please come along if you want some Stargate stuff. We'll just come and talk about the book. Come see the book. Come get a book. It's an awesome story, and we'll both autograph the book for you. And yep.
Can they follow the book and your series online somewhere?
Yes, we have a website. It's almythea.com. That's A for Alpha, L for Lima, myth as in story, E for Echo, A for Alpha.com. Almythea.com. There it is up there on the end. So welcome. You're very welcome to
social media.
And we have social media as well. We have a group, Almythea group. So you're very welcome to join there. If you can join today, we'd love to have you on board with us. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. A big round of applause. Thank you very much. All right, folks. Thank you very much for coming along and seeing the panel. You don't have to leave if you don't want to. Please feel free to stay for the next panel. I believe in this room we have the Whale of the Moon Maria Lewis book launch. Am I correct with that? Am I in the right room? Yeah, you got thumbs up. I'm doing things right all over the place this afternoon. That's wonderful. So yes, thank you folks. If you are leaving, please do follow the instructions from our lovely volunteers in their purple t-shirts. They won't tread you wrong out of the room. But yes, please do come and see the other things happening in Supernova. Go and buy something, get something to eat, hydrate. It's super important that you people stay healthy. And I've been Scott. I will leave you to the rest of your afternoon. Thank you very much and goodbye.
And there you have it. That's the panel with AJ Coots, the author of Almythea franchise, the science fiction franchise, and Mr. Cliff Simon from Stargate SG-1 TV series. We are at Supernova in Brisbane. I'm Aldwyn. I'm helping with the marketing. It's been a phenomenal journey. We've had so much media support as well, which is absolutely brilliant. And people have been lining up to buy books at Supernova. And the characters walking around here are just phenomenal. You've got to check it out. If you're in the area, I highly recommend that you come and check out Supernova. Come and meet Cliff Simon while he's here from LA, and of course AJ Coots all the way from the Hunter Valley. It is a brilliant event, and as you heard, there's so much that goes into putting all this together. We're very excited for for the future of Almythea. So come and join us at Facebook, Almythea, we've got a page, and also the group, Almythea group. Come and join us there, and almythea.com. And remember to defy the darkness. Thank you so much for watching, everyone who's joined us. Barry, Brian, Megan, Liz, great to see you. Partha, Arwen, Melanie, Bonnie, Dean, Christopher, Steve, Nicolette. Fantastic to see you all. Have a beautiful day or night wherever you are in the world. And as I said, defy the darkness. Come and join us, almythea.com. Signing out. We'll catch you again soon. Bye for now.